one after the other.
Who's the most?
Boy, you got crit. Where is it?
He really was going back in time.
That was TI2 panels going on right there.
At least he didn't say crit win a while.
Yeah.
Got that going. I was gonna do a whole Winston Churchill bit.
I don't follow.
You know who's the most famous British man with a cane? We'll fight him on the beaches.
Yeah.
I don't know what else did he say? It's the only quote of his I know. Okay. Story time. Nothing to do with the alien. I swear.
Okay.
That is a quote that a lot of people are going to be really confused by. As this smoke is going to come out from Gaimin, it's going to be delayed. I don't think it's going to latch here. At Blast Slam, there was a game that Gaimin played where they had Quinn on Ember, and the enemy team got the last pick Morphling.
Yeah.
The enemy team was Tundra. They put it mid on BZM.
Yep.
And they destroyed them with it.
Yep.
And I asked Quinn, were you guys that confident versus last pick Morphling with that draft? Or did you forget about it? And he said, we forgot about it.
Oh, no.
This feels like it might be another game where Falcons kind of forgot about it a little.
They forgot about the Morphling?
Yeah. Oh, my. That actually got him. Wow.
Wow. I can't believe that Peter actually did that much damage.
That was a high roll for sure.
That was a high roll, and it was a low ground hit. So there was an extra bit of rolling going on there. Shard missing is...
That's karma.
Yeah, that's a little awkward.
I do think they forgot about it a little. Like they picked this Viper. I think they were, you know, we got them with the Viper. It's a dope Viper game where versus Doom, Lesh, what are they going to do? We're going to get some Mage Slayers up. They're going to be miserable. And then they got Morphling. They went, oh, yeah. That hero's still there. And this is still a really tough lane matchup for the Viper. It's not a hero you can pressure. You get out CS'd. If you ever get killed, the lane can spiral out of control for you. It's a really tough matchup. Tough in the game as well, so I don't know, I feel like Gaimin got the better of this draft with that last pick. Their lineup is really scary to fight into, but Falcons do have a very good dual roam support duo, and their lanes look pretty strong. So if they can get out to a fast start here, get some snowball action going, figuratively and literally, then this scale for Gaimin might just never come online, and that's kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah, but I feel like it doesn't take much for Gaimin Gladiators to come online, or at least to start combating what Falcons is going to be running at them. This looks like the most godly Force Staff game of all time. Doesn't Force Staff just kind of like ruin a lot of what Falcons are going to be trying to do with their very limited set of heroes doing things?
I would agree. Force Staff, Hurricane Pikes, Glimmers, Mage Slayers all look super juicy here.
You pretty much have this trio of Tusk, Mirana, and Monkey King trying to get kills. You just force somebody being gone on, you're kind of good.
I didn't know Dota was that simple. Austin, you should be a coach. Just buy Force Staff.
Well, apparently, they just needed to be reminded on Falcons that Morphling was a hero. According to you.
They might have forgotten about it. I'm not saying they did.
Are you saying AUI 2000 forgot about a hero on Dota? I refuse to believe that.
Everybody slips up now and then.
Yeah, everybody has their blind spots.
That's right.
What's your blind spot?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Austin. I'm very glad I did not say the first thing that popped into my brain there. And we will let that joke go into the abyss where it belongs. Do you ever do that? You think of something really funny, but you're like, nope.
Wait a minute, I'm on broadcast.
Can't say that
right now.
Can't say that. So the game continues. The game of our jobs, of life, and of this game, of course, of Gaimin versus Falcons. This is a really interesting matchup. I think if you went back 2 years ago, you take...
This would be your final.
Okay, I have to rephrase that. If you go back 2.5, you take Gaimin. If you go back 1.5 years, you take Falcons. Oh. And now, it's kind of this mid-tier double washed matchup.
Yeah.
It's like, who's more washed? It's not me, it's you. Maybe it is me. We're all the clowns. It's like, who knows what's going on, you know? That's a Quinn impression for you. He loves doing the clown voice.
That's pretty good.
I think that's how Quinn would face this matchup. He's like, yeah, we're both bad.
No, that sounds exactly like
compared to our primes, right? That's the thing. These teams were so good and so dominant.
They were once the best teams in Dota. They were the most dominant team at one point in time.
It's crazy. You're a consistent 5th or 4th place team, and it's like you're washed. That's how good you were in your prime. So both these teams are trying to earn that back. That's why it's an interesting matchup. Because now you have a chance to fight the other team that's kind of like pseudo-washed and trying to earn it back and overcome them and your demons at the same time.
I mean, theoretically, Gaimin Gladiators was supposed to be hitting their finest form recently, right? I feel like they were supposed to be coming into Blast in their best form in order to get a TI invite.
Who said that?
What I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm saying.
I thought you talked to someone in the inner circles.
I'm saying that should have been right the most important tournament. If they do well enough at Blast, they get invited to TI.
Which they
didn't
did.
do well at Blast, and they still got invited to TI. So congratulations.
I mean,
to them.
everybody round of applause for Gaimin. They showed up when it mattered. I mean, they didn't do that bad at Blast, right? I think Blast,
they did okay.
It was one of their better tournaments.
In my mind, I thought like, oh, these guys need to get like top 2 or win Blast in order to get a TI invite secured, right?
That's fair. I still think they looked a lot better at that event. The synergy looked better. The speed and the laning prowess looked better. The connection of supports to Quinn, which was a big part of this team's success, they went back to it a little bit more. I personally still have some issues with how they're fitting Watson into this team in terms of what are your exact win conditions and who are you prioritizing and playing around.
Okay.
I don't think they figured that part out yet. And that is a big piece of him as a player and you as a team in figuring that out. Whereas Falcons, I'm not 100% sure where their issues have been, this entire season, other than the meta just feels off for them.
It just feels like it's not the right pool for Amar heroes. It's not the right pool for Skater heroes.
We did, though, see Amar talk about how, he yelled at the team and said, we need to all step up. We need to try harder.
Yeah.
We need to play harder. I did see some of that winner's burden of, it takes a lot of energy and emotional strain to win that much, and then you let your foot off the gas and you slip a little and people aren't trying as hard and they're not as motivated because you've tasted victory and you know what that's like. And suddenly there's a butler bringing you your meal every day and there's a chauffeur driving you around and someone does your laundry and maybe you don't play as many pubs because you don't think you need to.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're playing in North America and you don't know how you got there.
Where am I? Quinn will not be able to get that kill on Malrine. He does do a lot of damage to him. And he kind of needs to because they're rocked. They're getting rocked in the lane.
Ooh, these lanes are not pretty. We have not had a lot of kills, but the CS chart tells the tale. All 3 of the CS winners and all 3 of the net worth winners in this laning phase are going the way of Falcons.
Even
I expect them.
That Viper lane is destroying them.
Yeah, it's doing way better than I thought it was going to do. They've just controlled the equilibrium super well. This pull has been consistently blocked. Malady has not gotten unblocked. They have not been able to fight for the pulls. They have not been able to reset the equilibrium. He's just leaving the lane trying to give solo XP at this point.
Yeah, I mean, when we were watching 2 heroes chase after the Tusk, kind of felt like tail of the tape right there. Trying to stop him from stopping all the pulls and failing to do so.
But you have a level 5 Viper versus a level 3 Morphling right now. Massive disparity on this bottom lane. Falcons living it up because now they're going to be able to rotate mid to the Monkey, secure him runes, pressure the Leshrac, the opposite of what Gaimin wants happening in this game. They're in a tough spot. This was always going to be a strong lane phase for Falcons. They have really strong lane setup, and they have a support duo that can roam very early, probably a little faster than Gaimin's and have high impact around the runes. But this is a little more than you would have wanted here if you are Gaimin Gladiators. You're okay with losing the lanes, but to a certain point. I mean, Ace is just getting obliterated up here.
You definitely cannot be losing your Wisdom Shrine, which is going to come under assault here.
He found Ice Armor. That's the only saving grace right now, but are you conceding this? You're going to bring in the Leshrac.
They're bringing everybody. They're bringing everybody here. Malrine is going to join in. It's a Monkey King. You can't contest.
Yep. Can't do anything.
It's impossible. You run up that hill, you run for the Wisdom Shrine, you're walking into Wukong's.
That's the power of the Monkey. This is why this hero's win rate is so good right now. And you see the frustration from Gaimin. I think Leshrac is the second king of fighting that early Wisdom Shrine.
Yeah. Oh, still got the arrow. Now,
Ice Armor.
Ice Armor is actually going to save him. Quinn's all in to try and kill Malrine, and a little bit more damage he would have had him too. But the wand goes off, and Tofu fails to get the final bit of damage. Really nice Mystics snake there from Skeeter will ensure that they get something out of this. They got a kill. I mean, they already got the Wisdom Shrine, but out of this fight specifically, they get one kill. Arrow misses from snaking, a rare miss from the North American Mirana legend.
Does it matter, though, when your Morphling gets walked down by a Viper?
Is that what happened?
A little Tusk assist.
Yikes.
It's level 4, Austin. What is going on? This is illegal.
Mars back. Ooh, okay. Boundless Strike somehow barely off the mark there. That's okay, though. A regen would have been really nice for Quinn to have. Unfortunately, it spawned bottom rather than top. Instantly throw the ults on him. Morph Strength
he
is
cannot die here
outdoing it
again.
for now. He's going to die again.
Oh, this is just...
I mean, Crit's dead. Amar might die, too.
Execute.
Jackal shot. And we missed it.
How do you miss it?
Tofu, what? Brother. I mean, okay, he gets the kill. He got the kill, but so did Amar.
He didn't get the XP, though.
Yeah, they needed that experience.
Dude, I mean, that's just... What is happening? Gaimin are fumbling the bag. And they're fumbling the bag inside the bag right now. This is not...
Extra dimensional bag.
I mean, you'd be level 5 on this Wind Ranger, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's a level 7 Viper you would get a solo kill.
It's a big loss. You need these wins in the laning phase because it's not going well for you right now.
And it's only going to get worse because you're going to lack in the damage to deal with an overfarmed Viper and an overfarmed Medusa.
Yeah, we talked about the items. You get these early 4-staff Hurricane Pike Mage Slayers out, whatever you want. The faster they come out, the more constricting they're going to be for Gaimin to make those comeback fights into. And this tower is gone. Last hit to the Monkey King. Oh boy, Gaimin in trouble here. They are not used to being in this position over the history of their team. They are using the ones trying to dominate the lanes, play through the snowball action. And I already can tell you what Quinn's going to say after this game is like, I don't want to play. I want to be the one playing the monkey.
Well, you better first pick it then.
They might.
That's what Falcons is willing to do.
Got to get the supports some levels here. You need the Ice Blast up. That is a spell that can absolutely get you back in this game. You find a couple big core pickoffs. No matter how far behind you are, it gives you that kill threat. Got to find some XP on the map right now. Stacks being cleared by Quinn. This will put Malady right on the edge of level 6.
And he'll give you that kill threat against most of the heroes.
Yeah, not the Deuce.
There's still the Deusa problem.
You can't worry about the Deuce anymore. That train has left the station. You're now in, we got to start killing everybody else mode.
Well, Stacks going to Quinn, trying to recover his farm to match Maureen, which will get him a little close there. Snaking comes in with a Moonlight Shadow and cleans up 3 different Ancients and gets the kill onto Malady. Surprised Malady stuck around there. Man was desperate for some experience.
He got it. You can make a move now. Very strong early in Falcons. 4 to 5K up. Pretty much got your supports to 6. You've taken some tier 1s on both sides of the map, and now you're just eyeing that tier 1 mid to get a good fight around it, and they will TP the Medusa in. Skeeter on the front line, full mana, Lotus.
Oh, yeah. That was so easy.
It has been an easy game for Falcon so far. Where's the challenge going to come from? You got to do something here soon. This is a 3rd tier 1 tower by the 12-minute mark.
Well, they're not stopping it. 6,000 net worth.
Well, he didn't get the last hit, though.
By minute 12. Falcons showcasing why they were in grand final of the last tournament and not Gaimin Gladiators. Shackle shot lands, though, and no kill is had.
Just more missed execution a little bit. No stun available on the Lesh makes that a bit harder, though.
That is true. Denied the bounty to, come on,
that's
man.
the king right there. If you take a swing at the king, you better not miss. They missed.
Oh no.
And now he's coming back for him.
Too many kings. Nice deep ward on the shrine placed by Falcons. You already know what their next idea is going to be.
Midas.
Keep them under-leveled. Oh. What?
No, keep going.
Keep them under-leveled. Keep them under pressure. Keep Tofu from being able to get his level 6. Not that it would do anything.
I am surprised that Ace is going the Midas here, but I guess what else do you go on Doom in this position?
Oh, yeah. You just have to all in on recovery.
Those have the bargain. Kind of hard to turn it down, but man, you are going to be fighting such an uphill battle into all these early fight-ins, and it will be the BKB first for Mallory. He says this is the monkey build, and he talked about this, right? He said, I don't care about Mage Slayer, I don't care about Diffusal, I just go first item BKB. You're a god, you scale a bit better. Screw you.
Melody get run down by a tree.
I mean, Falcons are they're just schooling on him now.
Oh no!
I told you, don't miss.
Why didn't he listen?
The spells are just not landing here for Gaimin. The side lanes collapsed. What is going well for them? Let's look on the upside, Austin.
There's a game 2. That's an upside.
That's a bit of a brutal replay to show, but okay, power to you. The Atos is done on the left, so there's a lot more setup, a lot more chain stun potential.
Here comes that Wisdom Shrine steal. I mean, if you're Gaimin Gladiators, you know this was coming.
But can you do anything about it?
Well, I think the idea would be you got to play for the other side of the map, or you got to bring everybody here all at once, but they're staggered, meaning there's no way to contest this. The Wisdom Shrine's already taken, and now Gaimin Gladiators almost worse. Now they have all these heroes in one little corner of the map where there's no farm to be had.
Falcons have really shown why this Monkey King is so valuable right now.
Yeah.
You just make these Wisdom Shrine moves, these early objective moves. You have Wukong available, Tormentor in the same category. So tough to contest. So hard to run into this guy when he has position on you. Game snowballs so fast for a hero that is snowball built. Also, you just park this Medusa on game inside of the map. I don't think they can do anything to him.
No. Even worse that parking him in the front, even if Gaimin Gladiators want to go on a different hero, Quinn's damage is just going to get split, right?
Yeah,
Diabolic Edict is like so dependent. That's what a lot of their damage is coming from, is that spell. Medusa could just soak up all the damage from it.
And Crit has just been farming Blink this entire time. He has felt no pressure to join moves or try and make some play action happen. He's just, I'm just going to farm Blink. You guys stay on their side of the map. I have the Blink. We can make easy plays. And just straight into Tormentor. The gold keeps rolling as the Midas for the Doom is done. It is going to be a long way to catch back up in this game, though. An Ice Blast.
Is Malady going to get lucky on the timing?
Too late.
Way too late.
Everything has been off this game. We'll hit Amar. Take that.
Lot of Atos into the split earth, into a shackle shot, ooh, and that power shot land.
They got him.
Never good sign, though, when you kill the enemy 5 and he's worth 800 gold almost.
You're going to have streak and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Streak and stuff.
Half HP Viper caught off guard. Where's the detection?
Trying to save him with a Blink Dagger, punch up in the air. Quinn taking a lot of damage, and with the power shot, they cut him down. They will manage to get the turnaround kill on a couple. First is going to be Quinn, and maybe the statues. They go out a little bit too slow. Malady, actually, maybe Maureen.
They got to stop the...
Jump with the tree. Oh, nice job. Watson turns into the Monkey King, hits him with a Boundless Strike, putting damage on him. Oh, get vision. Please tell me they have vision. Please tell me they have more vision.
There you go.
Got him on the waveform. Gaimin Gladiators will not go down without a fight, it seems.
That's a huge move for them. A lot of gold going into Watson right there. And not kills Falcons wanted to give up. You were approaching BKB on the Monkey. He dies before that. Parking this Viper half HP in front of a tier 2 tower like that. Not expecting the invisible Lesh, but still. It's very, very cocky. You were just getting to your Tusk Blink. You were going to be able to make a play. You're close to so many big items right now. Bad time to die. Bad place of the map. And now it's Gaimin getting a little aggressive here. An extra Doom, a shackle.
Shot lands onto the Marana in the back line. Zarada Vatos to follow it up. Not just one support, perhaps two. They've got them both. Double kill for Ace.
Gaimin finding the breath of life as Falcons falter. It all starts with a throw on that bottom tier 2. That is a classic throw spot in the history of Dota. I cannot tell you how many games have been thrown by dying at that tier 2.
What, tier 2 Radiance?
Yep, that exact tower. In fact, there used to be a meme that the only thing you had to do to beat a Chinese team was sit under that tier 2, because eventually they would dive you and throw the game.
That's funny. That's a good meme.
And then it became us. then it was Western teams for a while.
Why? Why that tower?
I don't know, man. It's just you're winning the game. You feel good. You're like, I'm going to farm up here. I'm going to take away their space. And there's just so many easy ways to wrap on a hero hitting that spot. And it's a very tough place for Dire to back that hero up on.
Falcons will strike back in the mid lane. Pick off on Ace.
Also, generally pushing that tier 2, it's very slow. It's very cumbersome. It's not that efficient. So maybe you don't die there, but you end up throwing somewhere else on the map because some guy's just sitting here hitting a tier 2. Sure. It's very patch to patch, of course. But
yeah, I mean, those days we didn't have in the smaller map, there wasn't very many neutrals on that area, right? We had all the Ancients on the other side.
But the map before this, it was still a very easy spot to wrap on the guy who was playing up there.
Right.
It's just hard to win that fight. It's a very tough place to win the fight.
Pick off in the mid lane turns to Roshan for Falcons. Even though
the blast.
He gave away a lot of kills. There's that 4 staff. Shackle shot does land onto the monkey, trying to shoot him down, trying to shoot to the Roshan hit instead.
There's a lot of long-range artillery in this lineup for Gaimin. They can play the distance game.
4 staff still on cooldown. Tofu, he will be able to get out with the win run.
So how much are Falcons going to push with this Aegis? They could easily tag the high ground, make Gaimin come back. I don't know. I don't think you want to just sit there and hit it down fully with this Dusa. Doesn't have the damage yet.
Yeah, it's a little slow, but
could just dive and look for the fight. You have the BKB on the monkey. Scary into the Lesh, however. So you're probably looking to pick people off, farm the map, play for the next Roshan, get the tier 2s down if you can. Skeeter can just hit these on his own.
Sure.
Look for the pick off with the other heroes. You have Moonlight Shadow, you have Tuskblink. Your catch is pretty solid. Build that net worth lead like they enjoy doing.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Is the Falcons' MO.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Time to move.
Last hit to the Dusa, instant smoke from the support duo.
Yeah, they're going to go hunting, but Gaimin Gladiators actually already backed up and smoked as well. Going on a little 3-man excursion here.
This is for Wisdom Shrine, however. This map movement from Falcons is going to yield them something regardless of whether they find an enemy hero, whereas you're going to make the same move as Gaimin.
Gaimin's going to be too late to mirror. I can't believe Gaimin Gladiators hasn't made a move to the enemy Wisdom Shrine in all of this.
Haven't had the map control. Its bottom lane has been in the whole time.
I mean, even just one support trying to make that move. You know, just trying to slip up the side of the map.
Yeah, they could have looked for it. For sure. That's a fast pickoff. Any rebuttal?
This is not going to be the fastest kill on the toss. Maybe if the power shot had executed, it could have been faster. Malrine taking a lot of damage, and with the Doom on him, it looks like he's going to take out.
Too much for him to handle.
Snowball save. Oh!
Is that still dead?
The Doom's still going. It's going to take on him. Power shot misses on crit. Tofu will end up dying here. Starstorm as Watson turns into the Mirana to go after them. Arrow not going to land.
Oh boy.
Ace actually shows up from behind and gets the Mirana kill. So somehow Gaimin Gladiators still finding things out of the situation.
Yeah, it's not a bad exchange for them, especially when you have this Aegis Dusa just sitting in your triangle. You can't go into him. You got to find action somewhere else. And a tip from Amar into Watson.
I have no idea why. Well, the big bad Dusa is still the most untouchable hero of the
Can we click on the Morphling real quick? Okay, that's good.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, you see what my Morphling looks like?
What does your Morphling look like? Oh my god!
Yeah, that's not a PG Morphling. That's all I'm going to say about that one. So I was wondering if that was on the stream, but no.
That was like a jump scare almost.
Yeah. For anybody wondering, my Morphling is bugged because he turned into Mirana and turned back. That his profile is now just Mirana without the mount and without clothes for some reason. Why that exists as a bug in Dota 2, we will never know.
Well, I mean, it's
But I will tell you one thing, Austin. There's a Valve employee who knows.
oh, he knows.
He knows.
All right. He knows that bug very well. He likes that bug. Some would say a feature.
There's a lot of Morphling
BKB
bugs.
for Ace.
Yes.
Does that give Gaimin Gladiators enough to take a full-on fight? Probably not. BKB on Quinn, though? Maybe double BKB is enough?
Yeah, it helps you go in for sure versus the Viper. You're still just going to get hit by Stone Gaze, Viper Strike. You have to fight into Wukong with the Monkey BKB, Tusk Punch.
Trying to punish Mirana, but it is too mobile of a hero. And now Skeeter's saying, guys, they used Ice Blast. I'm going in.
He still has Aegis for 30. Oh, this is
anybody they can. TP away on the side. Tofu. He'll put himself in the front lines to make sure that Quinn and his TP is completed.
Yeah, that was a real, this is my hiding place, bro. Get out of here, man.
Don't lure them to me.
I'm not as convinced by his BKB timing. I think it's the right item choice.
Uh-oh, Watson.
But it does not make you invincible this game.
Found the strike. Ooh.
And the catch. The catch has been on point. These supports, give them a game like this, they're going to push your lanes in. They're going to set up the plays. It's going to make you work for it, and it's going to find the openings. Tough map for Gaimin to play. Their supports cannot help with the lane shove duty that much either.
And it's also not a position or style that you would be confident Gaimin Gladiators, right? If it was reversed, it would be more how I would expect the game to be. You know, Gaimin Gladiators with the net worth lead, pressuring Falcons, but Falcons being really good at ratting the map. Putting Gaimin Gladiators in the position to be the ones ratting, I don't know. Just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like something they're going to be able to get out of the hole.
When they have the mobile here on Quinn, I think their ratting potential goes way up.
That's true. Yeah.
When he's on Pucks or Queen of Pains or Ember or Storm, they are not that bad at ratting on average compared to a lot of other teams.
Okay.
When he is on an immobile map hero, that goes down drastically.
Right.
Because he is arguably their most aggressive lane shover in those situations.
Yep. Ward is spotting all of Gaimin Gladiators right now. They are on top of this. Ward, Crit's going to make the jump. Punch into arrow. Ice Blast, it's going to whiff. And Ace has found his initiation. Totally foiled. He used the BKB and won't even stay alive. Quinn, he'll TP out in desperation. Will manage to do so because of his BKB. But that alone saves him.
That wasn't even a full fight for Falcons in terms of the spell casting. We didn't see a Viper Strike. We didn't see a Stone Gaze.
No.
So that's your BKB, and you ran into him, and you had to run away. That's why I was not sold on this timing for Gaimin. Falcons just not giving easy openings. And he'll get another shard here. It'll go to the Viper. Nice little pickup. He is farmed on this Viper, all a product of that laning phase. You already have the Hurricane Pike and the Mage Slayer done here by that 25-minute mark, and then you get the shard on top of it. He is a juicy boy. He is ahead of this Morphling.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
What can Gaimin try and set up right now? They have to split the map and look for pickoffs. No way you just try and take head-on fights. You can get the pickoffs with Blink Doom, with the Leshrac Edict damage, AA Blast. You have the damage to always kill people in this game. You have to be able to find them, which means you have to get lanes out, you have to get vision on the map. Right now, those are the biggest problems. There's one Radiant Obs on this bottom river, and that's it. Pretty rough.
They're pretty blind. They just placed a new ward up on the triangle area, but that's not a pick-off ward. That's see him coming and get the hell out of here.
Or you take a fight on it. If Falcons go into this ward, Gaimin will take that fight with a Doom jump.
They're going to be going
Oh, they're trying to pull Skeeter back.
They are successfully doing so. Nice blast. Look at Crit, though. He's waiting his entire time. The arrow landed and a boundless strike on 2 to follow it up. Now the Tusk realizes he doesn't even have to bother with the snowball. He follows up the initiation. Watson, can he do enough with this butterfly? It was all based around this butterfly timing, and he's trying. With the Dusa, turning into that form, taking a lot of damage.
Got arrowed
by another arrow. Snake King.
The man don't quit.
Him up and knocks him down. Double arrow to win the fight for Falcons.
Just ban the Morana already. It's not fair. It's just not fair. Every time you think you're about to win a fight, this guy just arrows your carry in the face.
Hits the first one on the Leshrac, hits the second one on the Morphling.
And that Morphling had a lot of resources to work with. That fight was not looking that bad for Gaimin. All said and done, I think they had a decent chance of recommitting there on the Dusa. It was pretty close to out of mana.
Yeah.
The Viper went out to the Doom. You just arrow this Morphling, kill him. No way to recommit to that fight. No chance of a comeback. Falcons win the fight on that high ground ward. It's a little awkward initiation-wise, pulling Dusa into you and then not dooming him so that Stone Gaze goes off. You don't want to doom him, but everybody got frozen instead of a nice
You don't want to doom him. Do you want to Ice Blast him? Because they also Ice Blasted him, and I was like, what's...
I'm going to be honest. I think Malady has been pulling the trigger a little too fast on these blasts.
Yeah.
Like, he is throwing them very early in the fight, and I think the chance of you hitting that is incredibly low. And I think that the biggest thing you can do with this spell in this game is dissuade the Monkey King or the Viper from manning up aggressively.
Right.
Because you can just nuke them. The Monkey can't heal. You can trade, bring him down, and then maybe doom somebody else.
Because that's part of the pick of the Leshrac, right? The Leshrac, not just, you know, late matchup, whatever, but in the game, you're supposed to be able to challenge the Monkey King inside of Wukong's command and all in. And with Ice Blast, you would be able to do that even when you're behind. As it stands, though, we haven't seen that really happen a single time.
I do think a component of that is a Ghost Scepter timing. We don't have a Ghost Scepter on the Lesh yet. It's either that or you're just super farmed and you can get to Shivas and just tank it.
Sure. Currently trying to get to the Sange to complete.
I don't know. I'm really surprised Quinn didn't want the casual Ghost Scepter here. I feel it does so much work against Falcons lineup. They have nothing that is not dependent on being able to hit you.
And there's no chance of BKB TP because Crit is just waiting.
Perfect.
Get Tofu as well in the mid lane.
Hex already done on the Viper. That is so scary for this Morphling, man. I don't know how you play the fight as Watson anymore. You have to worry about the Hex. You got to worry about these cores just man fighting you. You got to worry about this arrow to the knee. I mean, it's brutal out here.
And you're going to have to worry about a high ground push coming in soon. I have to imagine Falcons, this is the kind of lead where you can go high ground with second Aegis.
Oh, yeah. This is an easy high ground right here. You give it to Medusa. You have the damage now. Push through. You have a gauntlet. You have MKB meal, and you're done. This butterfly on the morph doesn't mean anything anymore. Gaimin on their last life here. You only have one Ghost Scepter on that Doom to kite out all these big stack right-clicking heroes. They are really relying on getting some clutch stuns to land. You need a big Shackle. You need a Split Earth to land. You need a Doom to go out on one of the Monkey Viper. You need an AA Blast to land. There's a lot that has to go right here for Gaimin. We'll have a high ground position.
They are going to be under pressure with the high ground push already coming their way. Banner placed out. Hex to defend the banner. Glimmer Cape will defend Tofu. He'll go back to it. Shackle Shot nicely placed on the two cores, trying to still deal with the banner.
Maureen.
Still can't get it.
He's hopping in trees on the side.
Oh, he got him with the boundless strike hit. That was enough damage.
Slapped him down. In his prime. In his prime, Austin.
Well, I don't know if Gaimin Gladiators is in their prime.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
But Falcons looking like in this game, maybe they're hitting their second prime.
They're looking quite solid here with some vintage Falcons heroes.
Yeah, it seemed like they found an Amar hero for the meta. Apparently it wasn't the Mars, it's the Viper.
I do not think that lane should have gone as well as it did for them, but this is ATF. He's done it to everybody at one point. 3 minutes left on this Aegis.
Yeah, one lane of barracks.
0-2 on the lanes. Smoking the morph behind. BKB done for Watson. This is
Arrow's going to land on Quinn. He has to BKB. An early BKB out of the Leshrac already makes this feel terrible, and now he's dead. The initiation comes through. They hit the Doom onto the Viper. They don't have the detection to chase him down. The Ice Blast misses again.
Where was the dust? It's all falling apart, Austin.
Yeah, this fight and this game, I think, is done.
One more arrow for the road. Why not? Says the king. Give me another assist. That's it. Well, 33 minutes, but that game felt like it was over at 15.
Yeah, it kind of did. I mean, there was a very slight comeback. This could have been an even faster and cleaner game from Falcons, which is scary. That says
huge.
Please,
he's a huge PP fan.
Please do your British accent for me. I really love hearing the Cockney out of you.
In fact, I think they modeled some of that show after his life.
Yeah, back his early days, back in his 20s.
He was the inspiration for it.
Terrorizing.
He is John Peake.
John.
As Amar is not alive. He will feed away First Blood in an incredibly embarrassing manner as Gaimin come out of the gate racing.
You did say whoever gives away First Blood is the worst player on the team.
It's true. It's true. Did I say that?
You said something.
I said he was a fool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call Amar a fool, though, because we all saw what happened with Seneko, and I know I'm from America, so my health insurance is not great. So I got to play it safe out here.
Amar didn't do anything. He just said, go ahead, swing.
Yeah, he didn't do anything the first time.
All right, Gaimin Gladiators already off to a hot start. Or should I say, an electric start.
Okay. You get it out of your system. Nobody enjoyed that.
I did. I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, that's you know.
Anyway, Gaimin Gladiators said, okay,
really good you're married.
We
Austin,
have to make sure.
You would not. What? We'll move fast. That's all I'll say on that one.
Gaimin Gladiators need to win lanes.
Well, they need to do better than last time, that's for sure. Yeah, and if they can win them, it's always great for this team because they are very snowball-oriented. And they have the Ember Spirit this time, a much more mobile map hero than the Leshrac. So if they can win lanes, they can control the map a lot better this time around. They can stifle Falcons in the same way that Falcons stifled them last time. Can absolutely see that. And they also went back for some comfort picks. I think these two support heroes were some of the standout, if not the standout ones for these players at the previous event as well.
Okay.
I think Malady has looked really good on the Jakiro, and I think Tofu has really felt this more where some of his other, cheeky fours, get it, cheeky, have fallen off.
Yeah, but who hasn't looked good on the Jakiro? What 5 position you're like, man, that guy's just a terrible Jakiro in this patch?
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say something really brave here, Austin.
Okay.
That a lot of people are not gonna like when I name it.
Okay.
GH?
Ooh, oh come on. That man has a front page thread about how nice he is right now.
I regret saying it, but I only say that not because his Jakiro is bad.
Okay.
But because when I see GH on other heroes,
you think he's just
it's
that
like
much better?
seeing God.
Oh, okay.
When you see GH Io, GH Coddle, GH Nightstalk, GH Elder Titan, GH Tusk. These heroes, they got meat on the bone. I feel like putting them on Jakiro, it's like
It's kind of meh.
Yeah, that's like putting Maulering on Doom when you have the highest percentage Doom win rate player of all freaking time in ATF. Why do they do this? I will never know.
Well, they've done it again and traded out Tofu for Skeeter. Gaimin Gladiators getting the better of all their lanes, it seems. They are winning all of their lanes with Quinn being 18-5.
He's owning
against the Doom.
Owning mid.
He is destroying. Yeah, you had a big problem with this the last time.
I did. And I
You
still have a
said,
problem with
why
it.
would you take the Doom away from Amar? The funny part of it was that was in a game 1. And then in game 2, they
played
ran.
it, yeah.
They did off.
This was last pick Doom though, right? They weren't flexing it.
Didn't they do it against a Razor too? Because I remember we thought like,
yeah, I
oh,
think so.
he just manned up level 1 and they killed the Razor. And then they got level 3 first and they actually stayed winning the lane.
Maulering does play the hero, and this is more just a counter pick for the Ember. It is a hero that can do some annoying stuff with if you get the Purge creep, if you get the Ice Armor creep. A lot of the innate creep abilities are really annoying for Ember, and then
Well,
of course you can just do
He's not
them.
winning the lane right now.
Yeah,
so,
the lane
like,
is.
What's
I
the
mean,
point?
this is just Quinn showing up right here. I don't think it should be this bad. He's getting owned. But even in this situation, I feel like I'd rather just have ATF go mid on the Doom.
Yeah.
Like, he is the Doom god. This guy has an 80% win rate all time on the hero.
Small
That
ring
is
dead.
disgusting.
Another slight coming up in 4 seconds. Quinn could still take it to him.
Radiant structures
He gets hit
are
again.
fortified.
He slighted. He's dead. Gotta be careful.
Which just means he's going to miss out on a bunch of CS. Crit is going to come over and try and save Malreen's lane, but he can't stop the Water Rune from being picked up, so
And,
Quinn
yeah.
will stay ahead.
This is a no bottle Doom build, so you can't utilize it either. Just gonna have to go to base. Tank
He's looking for a
the
creep.
burden.
Not going to find anything. Snaking. He'll get run down, but Ace body blocked and the
block.
cold feet latches underneath the tower. Is that going to be enough? It's not. Yikes.
Ice Path. Surprise.
Malady. I don't know if he was holding on to the point or if he leveled it earlier. Either way, smart choice gives them a big kill. And Amar won't be able to stick around in lane for long with Watson having stolen all that damage. Surprised Amar stuck around for as long as he did. He's going to have to shield crash and swashbuckle to be able to stay alive here. Got a courier, but I think he's still dead. Plasma fields, and yeah, he's dead.
Double kill up top,
What's going
man.
on?
Killing spree for Watson 5 minutes in. This is looking like game 1, but the script is flipped. Once more, it's Dire side just owning the laning phase.
Oh, look at that. Malreen got a good creep.
That is nice for this
As
mid.
long as he can stay in the river.
Yeah, it's definitely a situational creep, but can be super powerful. And you always like the stun here. The stun is just pretty good value. 40 mana makes this spell pretty bonkers.
It's 40 mana?
Yes.
What? That's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we saw, one of the reasons why we saw 33 picking this spell up a lot, right? You can just spam it. It's pretty stupid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It has very low cooldown as well.
Yeah, 16-second cooldown?
The thing that holds it back is the range.
Yes.
Pretty low range for a spell to use in the early game, but when you're in these melee-on-melee matchups,
Quinn picks up an illusion rune, pops immediately, dodging a bit of the slow to catch up to Malreen, run him down in the mid lane, dead shot back into position, but they play it back a little bit. They are going to lose. Tentacle lands on the two of them, getting 1 kill, and Quinn low enough that he has to just run away. I think he used a good amount. Yeah, he's just going to have to rend it and TP back.
you had a level advantage on the mid lane. You have this Ember Spirit that is one of the best heroes to fight around. He's super farmed, super strong, and you end up losing a kill in the exchange. Not what Gaimin were looking for.
And it's not like he can come back and really push the advantage he has on resources just because he might get doomed. It does leave bottom lane a bit exposed, though. Skeeter left alone. Deadshot misses. Tofu struggling with the power shots tonight.
Yeah, skill shots continue to be a little off the mark for Gaimin. These little executional errors are the difference between you being up 5k or only 2k if you can snowball the kills on the map and the wisdom shrines and all this good stuff in the early game. Falcons weathering the storm right now. It's not pretty for this off-lane Pango.
Yeah.
But the other two lanes are surviving. And the Doom will recover in net worth. You don't feed any more bad kills away. This Tiny can farm the jungle incredibly fast. Struggle for Falcons might be finding the level 6s on their supports. Especially if you can't stand on lanes. Doom available, but no chance to throw it out there. You get shredded.
Is under attack.
As the power of the
Watson
Ember.
has been holding this position for quite some time and will finally be rewarded with a kill. Not the one they were looking for, of course. They were looking for the Tiny, and, well, he doesn't even get the last hit on the kill. That's got to feel pretty bad for Watson. Still, though, cleaning house in the mid lane. Malady and Quinn find a second kill there and have fully secured the power room, rather.
This Ember's out of control. It is one of those games where this Ember, he's going to be unkillable unless you doom him. You're going to have to find connections with this mid Doom pick onto him because you do not have the damage plus lockdown to deal with him anymore. And this is a really nice setup for Gaimin. This is like how they like to play. This is their preferred style. Snowball Quinn on mid, tri-lane him, get him every power room, let him run the map. Your two side laners play independent. They get ultra farm, and you're going to close this game out by that 20 to 30 minute period just off of raw map control. Formula's working out here so far early.
The only thing that's missing is an Aura offlaner. That is just a normal bristleback.
And maybe he'll buy auras. We have seen Ace do it on this hero before.
I mean, he's using the sticky facet, right?
Yeah, got the Snot Rock.
That's like he's kind of an Aura hero when he's like that, because he just goes into a fight and
For sure.
he has this debilitating aura around him of gooing you up.
The thing is, this isn't a lineup for Gaimin that screams auras to me either. I don't think Razor Ember really need things like Pipe, Grease, Crimson that much.
Yeah, that's true.
They're pretty independent. They're just going to go in. They're going to deal their damage. Razor's, if anything, he wants BKB for survivability more than auras behind him. I mean, auras are always nice, but
Tofu in the position to break the smoke. Now, he is going to die to it, but it protects his Razor. They were trying to connect to Amar at level 6, so obviously any fight around that Rolling Thunder is going to feel pretty good. Back to the mid lane, though. Crit setting up a pick-off here on Malady. He's definitely not making that out of here.
got a lot of damage on that tower. Level 3 in the Liquefier. They put in work on that tier 1. He'll pay with his life as Skier makes the rotation.
It also means they can contest the power rune for the first time.
That is true. Will they get it? Oh, he almost got off the slight.
Yeah, he tried to get the slight steal on him, but
I mean, that's where Quinn's like, what's this carry doing in the river? Taking my power rune.
No, take that.
I mean, really, Quinn shouldn't complain. I feel like his team play, the way they play specifically incentivizes more and more heroes to go mid in the first place. So,
Yeah, but you're not supposed to take the rune away from him. That's his rune.
Right. It's dishonorable.
Catapult push. This tower is unlikely to survive here.
And Amar might just be dead too, threatening the Rolling Thunder. They're going to have to pop it here. There's no way out of here. So he'll pop it. Meanwhile, Gaimin Gladiators spreading out to the mid lane. They got a Doom out of Maureen.
Got a snaking up top. Ace running him down. Going to go the early blade mail here. He's just going to keep brawling, keep fighting. This map is spiraling out of Falcons' control right now. They got to find some openings. This is so similar to game 1. It's just completely flipped. And this time, Quinn on a mobile map hero that can push heroes out of area. He doesn't have to play against the monkey that he can't fight. He's the one that no one can fight right now. Stealing farm, playing aggressive. You only have to worry about that Doom.
Oh, got him on the tendril.
Oh, is he overstepped?
You didn't think that was going to happen, did you, Quinn?
Oh, boy, that is a big misstep here. He is supposed to be invincible in this period.
Dude, you know Quinn is mouthing about that new ability. What is this tendril crap, man? He's looking right at the camera. He's so mad. This stupid tentacle ability.
Oh, you take a water creep. I'll show you some water. Look, I can joke about that because he ruined my career. So that's only fair.
He ruined your career. I think he was the only one salvaging it, if I'm honest.
That's probably true, yeah. Chains into the macro pyre, but
yeah, that's not looking good for Maureen.
Not enough.
Dead shot it back into the macro pyre. That was quite nice.
Again, Ember is just, man, Ember is the ultimate hero to play backline damage dealing supports behind. He just makes your life so easy. He's a frontliner plus lockdown. That's just guaranteed.
Yeah.
He's two things in one, and you want both of them with these backline damage artillery supports. It's just such simple Dota. Run into a hero, chains him, throw all your damage on him. Very low committal. Very hard for the enemy to respond. You don't have to overcommit on the kill. You can just deal out the damage efficiently and continue to play the map.
Yeah.
There's a reason Quinn loves this hero and why Gaimin like to play around it. As are they going to go up the hill? Who's big new here?
I mean, Tofu already had the read of the situation earlier, but he still walks into it. And even worse, they got too close together, so the avalanche hit Malady as well, almost killing him.
It's lost both supports for nothing. Rough, especially when your Ember's king of the map right now.
Oh, and the chains hits onto the creep instead of crit. Coming in from behind, though, Ace, I think he is untouchable in this situation, so.
Yeah, particularly with Blade Mail. Not a fun hero to go on. The Mage Slayer is done for the Ember, so early fighting items online for Gaimin, whereas Falcons, they do have Diffusal on the Pango. That's kind of your big ticket here in this early game, as ATF making a move top, as he bitten off more than he could chew.
Plasma Field, he's got a Rolling Thunder if it's needed. I don't think it is this time.
Oh,
maybe it is, actually. Oh, that dead shot almost got there in time.
Oh, he was very close to dying to the last right click.
Amar, oh my god, he's going to go back in with a shield crash, maybe? Okay.
He just wanted to give him the BM high five.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, that'll be Wisdom Shrine for Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, Falcons doing, if you're talking about the script being flip in this game too, at least Falcons is doing a much better side of holding their side of the map, making sure that they have certain areas, their triangle, Wisdom Shrine.
They're playing from behind a bit better. They're finding a little more in the terms of openings, making a little more space, and these are the things you have to eke out to make sure when that one team fight comes to get you back in the game, you're truly back. Though we did see Gaimin take that recovery fight in that bottom tier 2. So will it be the same? Will it now be Gaimin who overextend at Radiant's bottom tier 2 and throw, only to then ultimately recover it in the end?
I mean, the Bristleback being there, that is a hero of overconfidence, surely. Quinn caught here and will be able to make the jump away. Crit's trapped there in the trees and will be burnt out. And there gets the Doom used. Blade Mail goes out, returning some of that biscuit. I mean, they're slowed down enough. Maybe Gaimin Gladiators chase.
Ember's back.
Yeah, he's back into play, but it would require, I think, the Razor to be here. And
Alreen lingering down here. You got to be careful. This is... You're trying to bait something out for this Pangolier right now.
Yeah, he still has the Rolling Thunder to use.
And Maulring did find Purge. That's a big one here versus this Ember matchup.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's not as afraid of this Ember chaining him. Get rid of the setup. Get rid of
Snake King pushes forward, and the ward that he was looking to kill gets denied instead by Gaimin Gladiators.
That'll be Tormentor.
Yeah.
No A blast to test this with Snake King going down. Easy cleanup for Gaimin. Or I guess not that easy, but they'll get it here. And Shard to the Jakiro. Not too bad. Especially when you put all those levels into the Liquid Fire.
Yeah, that's true.
8K, 9K gold lead for Gaimin. They're feeling themselves here in this game too. You get some early BKBs up, you're going to be really strong on that front line. Take away a lot of the Pangolier damage, or control at least.
Man, that's a build right there. That's such a Maulring Amar build. Triple bracer drums.
It's a lot of investment.
A lot of investment into a period of time that they're not winning.
Nice little pickoff.
Nice pickoff if it stays just a pickoff. Instead, it might be an exchange. Quinn, shield crash, does actually manage to land it. That shield will help Amar live a bit longer. Making a run for him, but Quinn's done. He'll catch him eventually. So it's a trade-off. Not the best. Mid lane, though, if they can kill this Razor, it would be massive. Crit is going to give up his life to make sure. No, he got the kill in the end, but Watson gets the double before he goes down.
Big play from Watson. That Mjolnir finish, so much damage. Just so hard to commit. All those snakes hitting you, too. There are just no easy targets for Falcons to go on right now. Every time they find a little bit of a kill, they pay for it.
Yep.
Getting a taste of their own medicine, perhaps? Some tanky boys on the map? that you can't kill.
Yeah, that you have to over-invest into in order to kill.
Yeah, and some backline damage dealers. Interesting.
Yeah, you know, if I was Gaimin Gladiators, I would, of course, be looking at copying Falcons' playstyle in this match.
Not a bad idea. All they're missing is the Crystal Maiden propaganda.
That's true. That's true.
They're
Got to get
right
CY on that train of thought here. Toss back into the shackles. With an ice blast, Ace dies without really getting much done.
Yeah, that was way too easy.
And now the supports have been completely exposed by Ace getting caught. And the only hope is Watson, who comes in and tries to drain some damage away from the Tiny. A little bit too scared of Amar, though. He breaks the chain. Goes back in for maybe the kill on Malrine. Malrine, nice purge on himself in order to get away. Barely is able to get out.
Damn damage in the river. Is there some turn potential with this? There's a lot of
Yeah,
burst.
maybe with the Doom expiring, the Eye of the Storm still going out. They can do a lot of damage.
You know Quinn wants to use this right here.
Man, they're just going to let all these low heroes walk away. Guess they have to.
That feels bad. I think you're stronger at the end of that, but pretty hard to chase in there, especially into the Purge, too. Purge did some work for Malrine. He's going to sell some of those bracers, pick up a Radiance. Use this facet to try and keep scaling and farming up in this game. Blink already done for crits massive in this game as well. In fact, he was able to find that with 5 deaths. It's a big deal.
Even better if he can get the Tumbler toy for his tier 2. Oh.
Always looking for Tumbler.
Is he sitting there stop spamming? Orb of Destruction for the long-range poke heroes.
Those are some nice ones for Gaimin. Double Essence Ring. It still feels to me as though they should have been winning some of those fights. They overextended a couple times. Like, Ace going down there like that, just to a long duration shackle, no one can get in there and cancel it. Very awkward. Very awkward, especially when you can just farm up some defensive items and make that team fight way more difficult for Falcons. Lotus Orb on the Bristle, BKBs for the other 2 cores, and suddenly you mute a lot of the Shaman's impact. You mute a lot of this AA Tiny's impact in terms of the spell damage.
Yeah.
You can maybe just man up for Roshan if you have the BKBs. You're only really worried about AA Blast.
They have a lot of minus armor.
Yeah, this Bristle is an objective scaler, so shouldn't be afraid to use it here. Still have that tier 1 mid up to fight around as well. And Falcons are kind of eyeing it, going, really like this off the map, especially when we have Shaman awards to drop. We'll make the aggressive play.
Quick little pick off on the Jakiro. Let's see if they can get out. Dead shot from the side probably ensures that crit will get traded out. And that also means the wards will get cleaned up. So not actually that good for Falcons. They got a lot of response, though. 4 Gaimin Gladiators here in the mid lane. They are going to the Roshan pit, though. Can Falcons contest them? Are they aware of what's going on here?
The Essence Ring, that too. That is the one thing here. This AA Blast with double Essence Ring does not feel great.
Seems like free Roche for Gaimin Gladiators.
I think this was always going to be their Roche.
Yeah.
Even if you contest it as Falcons, you can only take it if you have the Shaman wards up. Which just seems really unlikely. So that's going to be Aegis to the Razor, who's closing on his BKB. BKB done for the Ember. And Lotus Orb done for Ace. So now you have those survivability items to make the deep dives, to go in more aggressively, play those fights. Just as the Shadow Blade arrives for Skeeter. So he's going to be looking for the pickoffs.
He's Shadow Blading through Sentry areas,
Very
but
dangerous.
Very
dangerous.
They thought he was going to go through lane. Instead, he went through the jungle area.
Oh,
Spotted now, go after Tofu. But there, the trap is sprung. And they've got a Shadow Shaman. Can they get the Tiny as well? The BKB committed by Quinn, but Tiny is a bit too tanky of a target, it seems.
I was a little early on the BKB for me, especially when you have the backup there. Nonetheless, you get the Shaman, you get some map control here. Should be able to just hit into this tier 2 with the Razor.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they did not throw by this tier.
They didn't, but simultaneously, I think the throw kind of already happened in some ways. I feel like Gaimin Gladiators is not far enough ahead.
You're not satisfied.
No, I'm not.
What number would make you satisfied on?
Radiant's bottom tower has
10K,
fallen.
15K?
Maybe there's not a number on satisfaction, Avery. We'll see what they get done with this Aegis. I'm just saying I don't see an easy way for them to ever hit high ground.
I feel like you've heard that before in your life.
And Falcons are going to do what they do and play the map and farm up. And could you stop giggling over there?
Have you, though?
You animal.
Have you heard that?
I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Wow,
Oh, Amar.
Yeah, that you gotta respect the Razor Pango matchup here. This is
Yeah.
a pretty nice matchup for the Razor. You really gotta watch these roll-ins. They're not free this game, despite there being no control for you. Can absolutely die in them. Falcons continue to
Radiant
kind of wash the
are standing.
advantage away from Gaimin, not building a lead. Austin is not satisfied.
I mean, are you? Are you happy, Avery?
I'm always happy, man. I'm chilling.
That's definitely not true. That's
Whenever
the
I get
biggest lie you
whenever I
told
get
today.
to cast and watch Dota, nothing wrong in my life.
2 minutes left on the Aegis. They've lost net worth during this Aegis timing so far.
That's a rough one. That is a rough one.
Also, why do you still have that cane?
What? Where am I supposed to
Radiant's
put it?
middle tower is under attack.
Just put it down on the ground.
I like holding the cane.
That's what I was trying to get to. I feel like the cane is like your security blanket.
You know, nobody knows what you're talking about.
They saw you at the start. You were holding a cane. You pointed it at the camera.
Maybe I need the cane.
You are gonna need the cane pretty soon here.
Oh, you got purged. What do you do about that, son?
Maureen.
Mid-doom. Mid-doom.
Oh,
You
and
can't
the
stop
plasma
me.
field is off
You
the
can't
Mark
stop
II.
me. Another purge. You can't stop me. What are you doing?
He just keeps on
Purging
purging.
away. How do you like that, Quinn? He looks pissed off. I can tell you that much.
You know, when you were saying that, it threw me back to your, like, the accent you put on the Mike Tyson story.
Well, now I have to tell the story eventually. You can't just say that.
That's good. People want to hear it.
People aren't going to believe my stories if I tell them all in one day. Like, I know the alien guy. I met Mike Tyson. No one's going to think these are real.
Tower is under attack.
We'll save that one for another. There's a real story there, though. We'll have to fit it in a more appropriate time and place and game, Austin.
Yeah, okay.
This is obviously not the game for the Mike Tyson story.
Right. Action-packed game that we have here, where that 5,000 net worth remains at 5,000.
I cannot wait to see this Aegis power play. Oh, there it is. Less than 1K. Well, I cannot wait to see for it in 15 seconds.
Right. We have to see the entirety of the Aegis Tower.
Because
They might have just gotten a kill. They've got the dust for him. There's no way out for Skeeter.
The Aegis is expiring in 2 seconds. You got to kill him now. It's not going to be the power
No,
play.
it's not a part of the power play.
Oh, my. They missed it. What is this?
Oh. Come on, man.
That is a very disappointing Aegis, though, if you're gaming.
It would have been a positive power
Yeah,
play.
They should
otherwise.
have gotten more.
All right, well.
Lotus Doom.
Doom you, doom me,
Is under
doom
attack.
everybody. Are you sticking around for the Lotuses? Oh,
They'd be dying for him, too.
got those Lotuses.
This is a
Rolling Thunder in
wild-
the mid lane. Amar is TPing out. Gaimin Gladiators trying to close out the map. Get a kill top. Force some action bottom. Get a Rolling Thunder out of Amar mid.
That's the biggest thing right now if you're gaming. You have to find a way to choke this map. You haven't been able to choke it for the last 10 minutes. That's a lot of net worth left on the table. Especially versus Doom, Tiny. These heroes, They win a fight, they're going to clean the map up. So you cannot afford pickoffs right now. Oh boy, Quinn.
BKB, he's got it, so Skeeter kind of had to get the toss.
You have a very limited window to get that kill.
Yeah.
S and
Back
Y.
to bottom, though. Maureen. He's being chased by Ace. Again, Gaimin Gladiators just trying to root Falcons out of these sides of the map as best they can.
Got to corral him right now. Need this Bristle to play really aggressive on his own so you can make the kill plays elsewhere. I think they've been playing a little too close to Ace this game.
I mean, can't blame him after that one death in the mid area.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if he dies, you should be able to get trades on the map. It should be a big committal from Falcons.
And Gaimin Gladiators feel like they have enough of an opening.
Yeah, why not?
Radiant structures are fortified.
Get a glyph out of him is already a really good start, but Gaimin Gladiators want more.
That's a free glyph. Falcons base in big trouble right now. No Doom available for 15 as well. This is just a lane. Anybody home? Skeeter has BKB, has Shadowblade to go in.
Yeah, they have so many tools, even if they don't have Doom.
I'm surprised they gave that up.
Gave
for free.
it up.
And now they're TPing in. They're going to look for something.
I mean, Gaimin Gladiators already out unless Skeeter is going to make the bold move and force this play.
Oh, his Shadowblade's running out. Got to go or you got to chill.
Oh, God, he's going to go after the kill on Tofu, and he'll get it.
At what cost?
The BKB for that, and he doesn't have TP. Is he going to get run down by Watson? I think he's just dead.
No detection?
No detection. Where's the detection? Okay, they got him now.
He went over a random sentry.
Yeah, they had sentries from earlier when they were looking for him, and the Razor is probably going to die for this one, but still, Gaimin Gladiators are cleaning up. The Razor taken out to the Doom will end up dying here, but it's going to be hard for Falcons to get out of this position. Nice Ice Blast. It's a couple of heroes, drops the wards on them. Unfortunately, these heroes are too tanky. Nobody really threatened. They'll just keep running down hero after hero.
That's a teamfight win. Almost awkward with the lack of detection because that gem is on the bristle. But man, you get that long of a duration link, it's hard to see you losing that fight. You're just doing so much damage on the Razor. They did kite him out pretty well. We'll say that. It was not the worst second half of the fight for Falcons.
I guess I mean, for me, it's just if Falcons was willing to give up a lane of barracks, why were you so pressed to start a fight the way you started?
I think Skeeter just felt he was going to get the pick and be able to reset. To be fair, he did get out of there if he doesn't run over a random sentry.
Yeah, but I think that fight is still impossible. Your team has to come bail you out, and you've just set up the Razor with like 200 damage. Even if he gets out, somebody else ain't making it out, that's for sure.
Here's the downside of the itemization right now for Falcons. These two supports needed to itemize to set themselves up. And that means you don't have any Force Staffs or Glimmer Capes.
Yeah.
Which makes that kind of play a lot more difficult. If the Tiny can go and pop the Morta, he gets linked, you just force him out. That's a good position to be in.
Looking at Ace. Looking at Jakiro, maybe. Not able to get anything. They'll push behind Maureen. Falcons
Looking at the mid tower.
really, really hard to find some sort of opening.
They're looking at this bottom tree line now, smoked. Skeeter. Looking behind the tier 1. Looking for the Muerta.
And he got the opening on the Muerta, and the Rolling Thunder hit at the same time, but Tofu doesn't die this time. It's deja vu. You go for Tofu. It sets Watson up for a free fight where he runs down the Tiny, and now the rest of the Eye of Storm is going to be used to chase after Maureen. And Maureen, I don't think he makes it out of here either.
No chance. Eye of Storm plus goo plus amp damage.
All right, they got Tofu in the end.
Okay, well, that sends a message. But now, if you're Falcons, you're just left looking for answers.
They were doing a whole lot of looking. Not enough playing.
This is a tough game plan if your idea is to just go in and put the Tiny in a position where he's going to get full duration linked.
Yeah.
I do not see how you're winning those fights from that spot. If
I
you
would like
start
to
on the Razor,
reevaluate the game plan there.
I think it's okay if you go on the Razor with the Tiny. He gets chunked to a 3rd HP. He BKB links you, but he's a 3rd HP. I can see that working out for you.
Sure.
But when he's full and he can just chase you down, there's no way that fight is good. And you still don't have force staffs to reset the situation. Got him.
Got a helping hand from the neutrals, but it wasn't enough.
Oh, looking for the Doom.
Got him on the Avalanche. Got him with the Doom. And an Ice Blast coming in as well. If only it had landed, it would have guaranteed the kill, but a toss back from the Lotus. That just killed both of them.
Quinn gonna live.
Amar's after Quinn. He wants to kill Quinn. He's going to dance around him with one Remnant. Amar, is he going to make another charge at it? He's got to keep rolling.
He has no TP.
Got to keep running.
He is out of the play completely.
This is going to be a second lane of barracks for Gaimin Gladiators.
That Lotus toss was just straight nasty.
That was
completely broke that sequence. And that just might break the game. You did not have too many opportunities left as Falcons to make this Doom work. That was kind of your last chance. The Roan with an Aegis still up for 4 minutes here. Just when you thought Gaimin were back to the dumpster. No. You're back to the dumpster.
They Lotus Storm Falcons back into the dumpster.
So which of these teams is still washed and which is
I think they're both washed.
Oh, they tied.
It's like the Lotus Doom situation. You both got Doom.
I see. So neither feels good after this series.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the purest form of Dota.
That's true, yeah.
When both teams walk away feeling like shit.
That's fair. The last buybacks will come out here, but they will be in vain. No Doom available. Big Ice Blast
needs to land.
Where was
It'll
that
clip
thrown?
through some heroes and maybe get the kill on Malady. That's what it got.
Okay. You got him.
Tofu dodging all the damage with his ultimate. The Razor's a little bit low, though. Of course, he has the Aegis. It does look like Gaimin Gladiators are just going to have to back away.
I mean, you have a Heart Bristle and an Aegis Razor here. No Doom. Okay. Respect shown. 26k gold lead. Can't argue with it. Unless you're Enigma Galaxy from that game earlier. You should have argued with it.
They did make a very strong argument that they could lose the game.
A lot of economic damage, however. Buybacks for Falcons, expensive, to say the least. Shield Rune for Quinn. That will go a long way. I don't know, man. This mid-Doom is weird. It just feels slow. So slow in the early game. Especially if he loses his lane that bad. Then you're just a mid hero with like a Drum Bracer or Midas build into Radiance with no catch, no way to contest runes. I'm not sold on it. I get the spell power and I get the flex potential, but here they didn't even flex it. They just last picked it.
I feel like you don't support a lot of things that teams are doing nowadays. You don't support the off-lane Dusa.
Maybe I don't, Austin.
You don't support the mid-Doom.
Maybe I don't.
Like an old man yelling at the kids to get off his lawn.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes I watch Seb stream, and that's all he does. No one complains about that.
Well, that's because he's a 2-time TI winner.
Well, maybe I am.
Maybe you are. And
maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Maybe go fuck yourself, Austin. How about that? As Gamer going to push in here, try and end this game. See what they can do here. They do have the Granite Aura on this Doom, so they are extra tanky. That's some beef.
That means they'll live even longer for Watson to drain damage away from them. Got to get a toss back, and they got it on the Razor back into the fountain area, but they didn't hit him with the Hex.
Where was the Hex?
Oh, Crit bungled that one. He had to do the mid-air Hex and didn't get it. BKB goes off. But
blast.
now it means there's no BKB if they go onto the Razor. They're not going on the Razor, though. They're going the Bristleback. Why are they going on the Bristleback?
Well, we're never going to find out, as Falcons are going to lose this game. And a 36-minute game. Very similar to game one. I feel like I was in a mirror funhouse. One of Ringmaster's contraptions where game one